So what I prepared for you is different ribbon. So this foot, which is already installed on my machine, it's a snap-on foot, okay? So this foot can apply one layer of ribbon, two layer of ribbon or decorative ribbon, three layers. You see here is red and white, and this side is red, white, red, narrow, wide, with twin needle, with regular needle, and sequins. Okay, all the way to the demonstration, you will see how this works. I like to prepare something in advance, because then you realize what you can do. Okay, I will show you the foot again, because somebody is asking. So this is the foot I'm using, ribbon sequence. I have 9mm right now on the M7, but because on the N7, but you can also have it on 7mm and 5mm, depending on your sewing machine. And when you buy a foot, you know, you see 9mm and not there. When you buy a foot, of course you're going to look at YouTube and Facebook, Janome, you're going to watch. But to start you with, you know, at the back of the machine, not the machine, at the back of the blister pack, you have a small description, and inside you have the instruction how to use the foot. Okay, don't neglect this, and don't throw your blister pack. Don't throw it away, because it's going to help you. Later on, I'll show you a book that Janome prepared to help you with this foot. It's only one. This foot. Okay, so I have a 9mm. Of course, I could use a 8mm twin needle, 6mm twin needle, and when you buy a Janome machine, you have twin needle. Most of the machine has, they give you a twin needle. It's always a 2mm width between the two needles. Okay, we have the fan on, and the ribbon is flying. Okay, so what do I do with this? Okay, how do I do this? I have a few tips to start with. You know, I have many ribbon here. You see many different ribbon. First of all, when you want to apply this on a garment, on fabric, you have to make sure you can wash it after. Huh? Okay, so that's the first thing you have when you buy. Just make sure. Sometimes at the dollar store, you know, they are not washable. It's for just a home deck, or so. Make sure you wash. You can wash them. They're soft. Okay. If you have a problem, if it's too soft to go inside the foot, what we use, you know, I'm in Canada. Huh? I'm in and Janome Canada, but I guess Janome America has also Terrial Magic. It's like a starch. I really like to starch my ribbon if they are too soft. Okay. Also, then when I want to sew, I will use, of course, the foot. Huh? I like oh no, another thing I want to tell you. Sorry. So it's fraying. So you can just burn. Most of them are polyester. Huh? You can just heat them with une allumette, a match, okay, and you insert them. With this foot, you can use 4 different type and width of ribbons. So you see, this one is the widest. We have 3 opening. At the bottom is the real wide one. Look at this, how wide it is compared to this one. At the back of your foot, it tells you the width of your the width of your the ribbon you can use. Okay, so what I can do, I can just apply it. Okay, insert inside. I draw a line. I drew a line. Okay, and what do I want to do with this? Do I want just to sew with a straight stitch, with a decorative stitch, with a twin needle? What would I like? What I would like to do? So I can choose whatever stitches I want on my sewing machine. Whatever stitch I want. Let's say I want to decorate it. Of course, I won't do white on white. If you want the decoration disappear, of course, white on white is perfect. But if you want to see it, well, you have to change your color. But in the application, the little t-shirt application, this foot is optional, so it's not, doesn't come with the regular application. It's not a quilting foot, it's an optional foot. Okay, ribbon sequence. What is this doing to me? It's helping me to choose what do I want to do. Do I want to sew this with a zigzag? Depends of the width of the ribbon. I'm choosing the width of the zigzag, or with a straight stitch, or with a decorative stitch. Okay, so let's choose decorative stitch. I can change the width and the length of my stitch, but my stitches, I'm sorry, and the machine allow me to move whatever. You see, I can change the width. But this one, for this purpose, I'm using the widest stitch, the widest ribbon. Okay, so I just let go, and you see, I cannot go crooked because my ribbon stays in the opening here. Okay, so I just have to let go. Make sure I drew a line before to make sure that I will not go in a zigzag, in a wave. Okay, and I keep going. You know, all the Janome stitches, decorative stitches and zigzags start with a lock stitch. So that's what happened at the beginning, so it will not ravel. I want to make sure. Okay, so this ribbon was not starched before because it has a good it's holding good enough. So I prepared before a few little things to show you. It's hard for me to talk and sew at the same time, so I'm full speed, but I'm not always going full speed. Okay. And before you apply this to your garment or to your project, well, make sure you do a sample. You make a sample. Okay, I'm going to cut my ribbon, cut my thread. Okay, everything's gonna lift up, and look at this. It's a perfect job. The foot helps me to be real good. Okay, so it's easy. I just did one layer. Now you want to do more. You want to add one ribbon on top of the other one. You remember, always in the holder your thread when you start, because then you have a clean beginning. Clean beginning. Even look at on the reverse. It's always nice. You know, when you sew, you want everything perfect. So this time I did one layer, and now I'm going to do 2 layers of ribbon. Sometimes I be careful. Sometimes they have a right side, and sometimes they have a wrong side. So now I see that I have whoops. So I'll slide it in. I'm going to use a thinner one, a thinner cord, a thinner ribbon. Sorry. Okay, and you see this time it's going up on the second level. Push. Okay. I will not use the same design. I will go into my decorative stitches. Of course, this is nice, you know, those heirloom stitches. I hope you remember. I hope you know that my French is perfect, huh? Okay, now I'm going. Okay, I want to make sure I will slow down just to start. So you see how convenient, just raise my hand. The location of my tools here are well the right place. So I'm okay, I can go. So with my foot I will follow the first row. So I have 2 layers of ribbon, one on top of the other one, and I'm doing decorative stitch on top of both of them. You know, sometimes it doesn't take much too much to embellish a garment, or even a garment, or I told you it's hard to talk and sew at the same time. To embellish a garment, or to embellish any kind of project, home deck or name it. Okay. I make sure, you see, I'm lifting this up because my groove is on the upper part. It's possible that on that live it's not perfect, huh? Because I have to translate, I have to sew, I have to talk, I have to choose my ribbon, what I'm gonna. So maybe it'll be a little bit, how do you say, awkward, but I'm doing my best. Okay. For sure, if I was alone, sewing alone, it would be better than this. But maybe I'm moving a little bit, but it's almost finished. Then I'll give you a real good tip. See when I don't. So this show you that you have to hold them up, because when you lay them down, the opening is too wide, and it helps. Sorry, and it helps the ribbon to move one side to left to right. I'm almost finished. Okay, and you will love the next tip. So lock stitch to finish the sequence of my design. Cut my 2 ribbon. Okay, cut my thread. I'm using the thread cutter. Okay, and look what happened. So this was too wide, but you know what? It's not bad. It looks like I had almost. I even have lace. I add lace on my my sample. Now, can we go? Can we do more than this? Yes, we can. Okay, so my sample. So what did I do here? I did 3 layers. Red ribbon, rickrack, and thin, narrow ribbon. Not thin, narrow ribbon. 3. And if you look carefully, I was not in front of the camera, so I took my time. But look how perfect it is. Okay, but I have a trick that I'll share with you. Okay, so managing 3 layers of ribbon, it's hard. 2 you can get by. 3, slow motion, and be careful, and try again, and rip off. And so what I'm doing, I really like this, and you will use it many times, many different many other should I say work. Okay, I'm ironing, I'm gluing. Okay, this is an iron-on thread. Iron-on thread. So what I do before, so you see, I did a little piece. This is the leftover from that one. So what I do, so I go to the iron for sure. Okay, laying this, the thread, iron-on thread, and iron this together, and you see, it's perfect. So this is a good tip. This is thread that you can iron. There's two it's in specialty thread. So there's one that you can iron on, and there's another one you wash away. Some glows in the dark. So there's many. Thread is a whole science. Okay, so this is what I did to have this perfect row. Yeah, perfect. You know what I mean, huh? It's even all the way. Okay. Also, we can apply some sequins. Now that you have to be careful. Sequins is as a way to insert it. The sequence has to be towards you. I think I asked Michael this morning, and he says lay down. I guess that's the word, lay down towards you. If you don't do it the right way, you know they're gonna flip. Everyone is going to flip because of because of the foot here. So what I want to do to have a real nice job like this one here, you can do two things. I need my sample again, sorry. I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so look what I did. I did an X. Here I use a zigzag to go over the sequence, but here I did a straight stitch. So zigzag is easy. Zigzag has to be wider than this sequence. So the one I bought is 5 millimeter width. So of course, with a zigzag on my machine, I choose the middle position. So I bought I bought a 5 millimeter. So I want to go 6.5 wide. No, 6.5. Okay. I want to go over on each side. I try not to sew in the sequence. Okay. If I go too wide, I'll try it. Okay. Let's say 7. Well, then you're going to see the stitches on the side. Maybe it's nice. Look what I did here with the narrow. I choose a stitch that goes on both sides. Look how nice it is. Okay. So and then I like to length, because I don't want to see the thread. I like to length my stitch. There's another secret. Okay. I'm not using a regular thread. The regular thread are size like maybe around the middle one is 50. I'm using a thin thread. This one that I use here is size 100. Okay. Foot down, thread, no problem. Foot up, the thread underneath the foot, on the foot holder, on the thread cutter holder, sorry. Okay. And I have to make sure I'm on the right side. So this side I did zigzag, and now this time I'm going to use straight stitch length at 5 maximum. And I'll really try to go inside the stitch that is already there. So what I want to do now, I want to add the sequence on this side. You see, you can use different type of ribbon or lace. We say ribbon, but we can say lace also. So I want to cover on each side. Okay. And my first stitch, I like to have it right in the center of one sequence. Okay. I'm okay. Needle down. Okay. And then I'll follow. I want to lock stitch the beginning, then I'm sure nothing will run away from me. And this time, of course, I don't run. Slow down the machine to make sure that if you sew in the sequence, it's not bad. It's just a straight stitch. It's not. You don't hurt the machine. You don't hurt the sequence. And if I'm not even, I I can adjust this screw here. I like to make samples with many techniques on the same sample. So then, oh, I went up. Okay, how do I stop? Lock stitch. If you're not secure enough, lift, move, lock stitch again. Then you're secure. Okay, cut the thread because the machine has that feature which is so helpful. So you see, this one was with a zigzag, and this one was a look. You know, here it's not that great, but look at this here, right inside. If I was going slow, take my time like in my regular sample, would be perfect. But still, who knows this? Okay, the thread is so thin. Okay, so that's another thing. Again, I'm okay with time. Now I want to show you
what size is the needle that you're using?
Blue tip needle. You know me, Celine, I work for Janome. I use Janome in my sewing school since, I'm ashamed to say, not ashamed, I'm shy to say 1982. Janome machine, Janome needle. Blue tip, red tip, purple tip. That's it. I don't use something else. The Janome needle are organ, which are the machines are adjusted with this type of needle. Of course, some other needles, other company fits, but I go with the regular, with the Janome product. Okay, so another thing you can do, you know, you can adjust the width of your stitch. So this is not sewn. This ribbon here is not sewn. Okay, I just slide in my ribbon and I choose heirloom stitch. I choose this stitch here and I play with the width and the length. Well, the length I couldn't do nothing, sorry. Look, it's 5 already. You have two side by side, but they're really different. This is like a casing. I don't want to take it off, but this is a casing. If you want, this is not sewn. I can pull it out, you see? So this is a casing. You see, you decorate, and it's a case, one at this, everything at the same time, one operation, and you play with the width of your stitches, okay? And this one is another casing for elastic. So you see, there's no end. Elastic I like to do wider. I prefer to make sure inside. First of all, this is not a decoration. Huh? This is going on the wrong side of the fabric. If you want to gather the waist, a cuff, if you want to gather something. So this is on the wrong side of the fabric. But you have a little bit of ease, you see? If I pull, I'm afraid to pull because now everything will bunch up, okay? So that's another utility of the stitch. So any type of ribbon or lace, or you see everything I use, narrow, wide, lace, a sequence, a ribbon, 1, 2, 3 layers, okay? People who has a 7mm machine, you cannot go higher than 6mm twin needles. That's what I did here, 6mm, okay? But this one, this one here, you see, you have 8mm difference between the two needle, and this one 2mm. There's a good instruction, a good optional foot from Janome, presser foot book. And you see, I put the sticker, the ribbon and sequin foot. They give you so many ideas, and they explain so, it's all in English, huh? So the wording is better than mine, okay? And you have a few pages that will explain, 6 pages that explain how to use that foot. They describe the foot to you. So it's a snap-on foot, okay? So you have one opening at the back, at the bottom, and then the one just above, narrower, the small one in the center here, and you have the adjustable screw here if you want to move your work. If it's not properly, you want to work on the right side or the left side, you can move and adjust this this guide here that will hold all your ribbons. Okay, so I guess I told you everything I could in my 30-minute time with you. One comment I want to add. Okay, here it became very thick, huh? So I slowed down and I went stitch by stitch to go over. You know, the first 2-3 rows was okay, but then after a while, and also maybe you will say, oh, the sequin move. Yes, when you buy the sequins, sometimes, you know, just because I'm telling you this one will be perfect, but sometimes they're not exactly. One is twisted. It's a little bit hard to move it around. But just maybe I have one here. Hey, you're gonna think I'm lying, and I'm not lying because I had one or two that were not. They flipped over, but you know you can move them. So again, you can starch. You have to make sure the ribbon are washable. Starch them if they're too weak, okay, and then you just go with the foot and explore your creativity. You can decorate your ribbon on top of every. You can add decoration. You can use different width. You can add simile lace, okay. You just have to enjoy working with that foot and embellish all your your garment or any type of project. Okay, so I'm back to you. I see you. I want to thank you all for attending to my little presentation. 30 minutes is short, and there's so much to show. And I also want to let you know that I really appreciate your comments. I don't read while I'm teaching because, well, now this is way too much for me. Don't forget, I have another job in my head, translating. So I want to thank you all, and I want to let you know that I'm returning all your comments one by one. I don't do thumbs up. I really answer you. Thank you for everybody where you are around the world, and see you next time in Montreal. Bye bye everybody.